I heavily believe that creation precedes perception, and a lot of the things we have to do to be able to see first is to be able to create it. And creation, you make something and it comes out into the real world for other people to see. You should worry first about how you might create something. You care way too much about how people see you online. You care way too much about your family, your friends, your coworkers, all just watching your videos. You care too much. But the perception of how people see you online is in none of your control. And what is in your control is the way that you're able to curate yourself online. And that is going to be one of the biggest things we talk about in this video. I think this concern of having an online presence and also being in IRL is such a big issue. It stopped me from being able to create what I can create today. I'm worried about who's watching this or why they're watching it and how they see me, whereas I should be worried about my own self and what I have to be able to create. I have great ideas, and I bet you do too, and it is honestly one of the biggest blocks that are stopping us from being able to create today. So a little bit of insight before we get into all of this. I used to be in a big friend group around 5 years ago. Needless to say, I'm not in that friend group anymore. After separating from that whole entire friend group, I wanted to make content and do things that I wanted to do. However, I was always afraid of them being able to stumble upon one of my videos and just watch me. I cared way too much if they thought that my videos were cringe, if they thought I was silly, if I was making a fool of myself. I cared way too much. Fast forward to today, I'm making a video about how you shouldn't also be caring about how anyone really perceives you online, even if they are your friends or your family, and truthfully be able to honor your own self and care about your own self and how you feel about wanting to create. Of course, this video and making this video, and along with all my other videos, deals with a lot of confidence building. And so being a freelance video editor and knowing my own worth, it takes time to be able to get to that point where, yeah, I do care about my own self. I care about what I want to create. I care about what I have to say. And I shouldn't really care about how people perceive me online. And that has always been the biggest reason as to why I stopped myself from creating anything. Videos, paintings, or even poems that I like to write. When you remove that barrier of perception of how people might perceive you, your life and being able to create will be extremely amazing. And so after breaking down that block, I was able to make a lot of things that I thought I would never have. I was able to paint a lot, I was able to make these videos, and I was able to show up for all of you who's watching. The way that people may perceive you online is something you just really don't have any control of. That's something that I thought about so much. I was always thinking about how they might think I'm so cringe and why I might even go on this journey to become a content creator or creative. It was something that concerned me beyond belief. And I always wondered what made me feel so visceral about not creating something because of their perception. But even after reasoning with my own self, I wondered why. Why didn't I still create? Why couldn't I just get away from that whole entire thought? And a lot of that dealt with confidence. Confidence that I didn't know what I was talking about. Confidence that I didn't know what I was doing. Confidence that I just didn't have it all together. But after such a long stretch and being able to learn over the 5 years, I have confidence in being able to say what I have to say today. And I have a lot of experience of being able to back up a lot of the things that I had been dealt with. And a lot of my pure purpose on YouTube and being able to build this community is so that other people know that it's okay to feel the way that you do, and that building an online presence is pretty challenging. This is something I still don't like to do. I still don't like to show up in front of this camera, have to edit videos for my own self, and be able to post them. But what does get me excited is being able to know that people can relate. People do like it. People do watch it. They spend time listening to me yap about something that is pretty important. I think what sets my perspective differently from a lot of other people is that being a video editor, you are the one watching people. And so you judge them a lot. You judge them for how good they're looking. You judge them for what they're saying. And our job as video editors are to be able to make them sound and look good. That was always my biggest point. I would be editing a video, or I would be in front of the camera, and I wouldn't think I'm looking that great or even sounding that great. I'm wearing a purple t-shirt right now, and I am so congested right now, but the thought of being able to support so many other people out there made me show up for you guys. And so being a video editor that I am, watching myself do a lot of these things is cringe. It's honestly very odd to be able to edit myself and become my own storyteller. And that's the part where I am able to say that you're able to curate your own self. You can totally post whatever you want to post online and how people may see you. Curation is more important than perception, right? That is something that we have control over. Being able to curate our whole entire catalog of what videos we want to make. And so within the 5 years that I was building up all this confidence, I also came to that understanding that curation of your whole entire body of work is more important than the perception and impressions that people have put on top of you. Curation is all about you. You're able to just show people who you are truly in real life or not. You can look like a complete degenerate and be able to post yourself online, but then be the nicest person online. There are so many different ways to be able to put yourself out here into the real world. And so it frustrates me to think about why I'm so worried about having these people watch me, even if they just stumbled upon me. And that's where I had shifted away from being able to be worried about what people might think about me and more about how I want to just curate my own self. When you shift your life into thinking that this is your own and it's very personal, you start to create a lot of things that make you happy. And that is the best part about being able to create. Being a creative is like being in a sandbox and showing all the other kids what you're making, right? And for them to be hyped and for them to be excited. That just the same way that I'm showing you guys what I've learned in my life is the same way that I want you guys to be excited what I'm doing. It's the same way that I want to be excited for you guys on what you guys want to create. And being a video editor, I'm able to condense the way that I feel. And so when I do say that curation is more important than perception, that is true. It really is as simple as that. You're able to create your own self. And no matter what, people are going to look at you. People are going to look at you different. And so what is the point of that? So create rather than how you might be perceived. I heavily believe that creation precedes perception. And a lot of the things we have to do to be able to see first is to be able to create it. And creation, you make something and it comes out into the real world for other people to see. So rather than having to worry about first that people are watching you, you should worry first about how you might create something. If we follow this whole entire structure of being able to create first and then be perceived, life becomes great. Life becomes easy because you are able to just do what you want to do because you love to do what you want to do, right? And what you want to do is usually the best path for all of us involved. When you're able to create and you're able to show it off to people, that is more important than it is on the way that people might perceive you. So create more rather than being able to worry about somebody else's perception. Curating yourself online is more difficult than it is to have to worry about what people might think of you. That is the biggest part of this whole entire thing. And so if you've enjoyed any of this, please let me know down below. Or just the idea of creating, right? Like what it is that creation does to people and how does it make you feel whenever you're wanting to create? What are the first things that come into your brain? It'll be great to know and connect. So I'll see you in the next video.